Hi, this is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. Holla. All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. I'm gonna just cut to the chase because I got to do some housekeeping. There's a little bit of nonsense that I have to address. I really hate that I even have to address this nonsense with the same person again. They can't seem to keep my name out her mouth. It's like I live rent free in this bitch's head. I haven't been online in months, months and months. I'm over here living my best life, doing me, going back to school, got a new job. I have an externship, so I have to, work and I do my externship after work. So I'm busy. I'm busy doing me. But while I'm busy doing me, not thinking about nobody on YouTube, not thinking about none of it. Not that I don't love y'all, because some of you I do miss, coming on here, but I don't have time to be on here. I really don't. Between work and going back to school and doing my externship, Faith is busy. But apparently, not as busy as a busybody. One can never be as busy as a busybody. A busybody messy as heifer. And you know what? I'm not even going to give her name no shine on my channel. Now, if you guys want to know who I'm talking about, you go over here to Dita Rail's channel and you give him that view because he roasted the hell out of that bitch, and rightfully so. Here's more defamation of people's character online. And I think I am going to go ahead and seek some compensation for this. I'm going to seek some type of restitution. I am going to seek justice for this defamation. Because like I said, I don't come on here that much. I don't bother nobody. But when I finally do peep my head in, here's my brother Dita Rail doing a live stream. And during the live stream, he's saying that this butch looking ass, fat ass heifer got my name all up in her mouth. I ain't been on here that I don't even talk to this bitch. How the hell am I living rent free in your mind to the point where you are talking about me when I ain't even around? Who the fuck do this shit? But it's motherfuckers that don't have nothing better to do, busybody, messy. So here's the tea. Here's the tea. She who shall remain nameless on my channel, because you're not getting no shine, bitch. Not on my motherfucking channel. She who shall remain nameless on my channel decided to go in other places I don't even go to and bring up my name saying that I'm in some kind of threesome affair with BMT and D Darrell. So let me get this straight. I'm such a fucking badass piece of piece of work. I'm sorry. I don't even know how to cuss right, y'all. I really don't do it that often. But I'm a badass piece of work if I can juggle two married men plus, my personal life, go to school, work full time, do an externship, and still, I have time for, I guess, to have a relationship with two people that live on two opposite sides of the United States. One lives in the Carolinas and the other is in Texas. Now, D Darrell's in Texas. He's about maybe an 8 or 9 hour drive. That's still quite a bit. There's quite a bit. We're not Mr. Fantastic up in here. We're not the passport bros either. I mean, I'm not even going to hardly hop on a train or a plane to visit most of my relatives. I do that on special occasions only. I'm not plane hopping like that. But I'm gonna do this because there's no penis for me where I live in Arizona. Evidently, there's a penis shortage in the city of Arizona, to the point where I got to go to the Carolinas and over to Texas, or maybe, just maybe, they coming to me. Maybe they bringing the penis to me. Who knows, right? But evidently, there's a shortage, and so I got to get married penis. This is how the story's going. And the person that's going around spreading this defecation, this assassination of character, is going off of, she says, allegedly, an anonymous email from a troll. So now let me get this straight. You're spreading rumors and lies about me and my friends based off an email that you get from an anonymous troll that won't even say who the hell they are. Or maybe you know who they are. I don't know. And you don't have any fucking evidence as to what they're alleging. You didn't ask them, hey, okay, you said that Faith is having this affair with Dita Rail and BMT. Where's the proof? Ain't said that. But her proof is this alleged email from an anonymous troll. How do people get away with coming online with no proof, rumors about people? How the hell they get away with this? I tell you how. It's the Chitlin Circuit. Black YouTube, aka the Chitlin Circuit, loves the drama, whether it's true or not. And if there's a person in there that they don't like, or if there's a reputation that they would like to see ruined, they don't care anything about proof or having to show receipts. Oh, for real? They did that? Wow. Nobody asked for no receipts. Hey, did the internet troll send you a text message between me and Dita Rail where we were discussing how we were going to get together and rendezvous with BMT? Did you get any type of proof like that? Do you have a video? Do you have anything with me sending, I don't know, my pussy pics like some of you have done, to be Dita Rail or BMT? Do you have my pussy pics that I sent to them or something? Do you have any proof? You all come on here because the 22nd of the month is a motherfucker. And that's the reason why I won't say this person's name. Because on YouTube AdSense, between the 21st and the 25th of the month, that's when they drop those AdSense checks. And if you viewers start watching, notice that certain people that don't actually have real content, and the real content that they do put out there, they only get like 4 or 5 people in the room watching. So what they got to do in order to boost those views so they can get that AdSense revenue? Well, we're going to sensationalize a story about another popular YouTuber or YouTubers so that we can boost our views between the 21st and the 25th of the month so we can cash in on some AdSense revenue. And we'll get people talking about the nonsense, and we'll do this and think that we can get away with it. If I see anybody put my name in a title with some defamation bullshit in it, I'm going to flag your shit, and I'm also going to have my lawyer get in contact with you about the defamation. Because if you ain't, you had better have some goddamn proof before you put my name next to some bullshit. What's up, Yanimization? Doug in the house. And Doug says, face P pic I want to see. Doug, ain't nobody gonna see that. Nobody. What's up, King Had? Long time. I see you finally made a live. Yeah, King Had. They over here lying on the Faith Factor. We got one bored housewife whose husband ain't fucking her, probably out fucking somebody else. But once again, I can't say for sure, because unlike other people, I'm not messy. But I would wager that he probably fucking somebody else, because the bitch is ugly. She looked like a big fat version of Homer Simpson's sister. And she got the nerve to open her mouth and say some shit about me that ain't true. Now, if it was true, I wouldn't have shit to say. If it were true, I'd be like, hey, okay, cool. I can't argue with it. I got to come up and give y'all an explanation. But I ain't giving nobody no explanation for some shit that somebody made up. I've been gone for a long time and come back to some goddamn fairy tales. This bitch done went to somebody's channel and started telling once upon a time in a world far, far away, the Faith Factor and Dita Rail and BMT had a threesome. I mean, how do you just get away with telling these lies, these stories? And people will actually sit in the chat room and not ask the person, hey, you know what? You told us about the anonymous troll that sent you the email. But did the anonymous troll actually send you proof with the email, bitch? The answer would be no. The answer would be no. Nah to the no. They didn't get no goddamn proof. They went and took the rumor and began to spread it like the messy person that they are. And what kills me is messy people don't know they messy. How can you not know you messy? You be cooking in a messy ass kitchen with old ass pots and pans. And I guess you don't know your kitchen messy either. I bet you don't know that all that old ass shit you cooking with is messy. Cross-contaminating shit. Dita Rail did an anonymous job. Thank you, Dita Rail. Thank you so much for the super chat. Dita Rail says, speak the truth, queen. I'm trying to highlight it. For some reason or another, my StreamYard is not letting me highlight. I'm on my cell phone too, so that might be it. Because StreamYard does overheat. Doug says, I heard a rumor about you, Faith. I heard you was going to be my bae. You know what, Doug? You better quit playing, because you know now I'll go out for my Dougie Doug. I love me some Doug. Yeah, trying to get the comment. Ah, there we go. Dita Rail's comment. He says, speak the truth, queen. Yes. But you know, I know somebody that want to call themselves a queen, but they really a peasant. They really a pesty peasant. They should erase the word queen from the front of their name, and they need to put peasant, because you are participating in some pretty big back peasant activity. What's up, Omni Pre in the house? What's up? See my Omni. Congratulations on the birth of your daughter. She is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I want to kiss those chubby cheeks. But let me get back to the roast, because I don't want to bring children in to this particular conversation, especially not a child as cute as Omni Prees. You guys check out Omni Prees' channel. She has cooking recipes, actual content, and she has beautiful pictures on her timeline of that sweet, sweet baby of hers. She is so adorable, so adorable. But back to this bitch. You know, I said a long, long time ago, when people go to the gym and they exercise thinking that they're going to lose weight, that's the first that's the very first step of setting yourself up for failure. Losing weight does not happen in the gym. You condition your body, you strengthen your body in the gym. You build muscle in the gym. Flexibility, stamina, all of that happens in the gym. So, what happens when you don't change your diet and you're in the gym all the time? Well, what happens is you look like a big fat rhinoceros, hippopotamus, elephantine bitch that sit on YouTube all day and spread messy ass rumors, like the peasant that I'm talking about. She's a very good example. Very, very good example. Like I said, if you want to see who I'm talking about, I'll let Dita Rail have that view. You go right on over to Dita Rail's channel and you take a look at that. Been working out every day for what, over a year? It's been 2 years now, and ain't lost. As a matter of fact, she got bigger. Y'all, she got bigger every day working out. She on these workout videos and got bigger, got fatter. But when I go to her channel and I look at the food that she's cooking, all I see is saturated fats, bad carbs. All I see is high fructose corn syrup, tons and tons of flour. This person is cooking with ingredients that is not working with her hormones. And when you have a hormonal imbalance, well, then, you have to watch what you eat. You can't just go to the gym with a hormonal imbalance and think you're going to lose fucking weight. Peasant. Peasant. I'm not your enemy. Your biggest enemy is your fucking plate. Your biggest enemy is your goddamn cooking. You're killing yourself every day in your goddamn kitchen, and you mad at me. Peasant. How shall I tell you? Let me count the ways to how many flaws are in your system. Don't get mad at me because you don't have views. Don't try to use my name and my friend's name to get views, because it's between the 21st and 25th of the month and you're scrambling to get AdSense revenue. Bitch, get some real actual content that is actually going to help people. I'll help you out. There's a very good doctor named Dr. Bobby Price. He's a black man. He gives very good diet and nutritional advice. You would stand to actually benefit if you took some of his cooking techniques. And no, motherfucker, fried chicken does not go in a healthy salad. Fried chicken and ranch dressing with all that high fructose corn syrup, that's the reason why you're still fat. And you're sitting up here mad because you're fat, your husband's on deployment, and when he gets home, he don't touch you unless he run a blowjob, and he really don't want that either. If he had to look down at that ugly ass face of yours, you're mad. I would be mad too. Girl, I told you before. I told you before. Don't fuck with me. I'm not on here fucking with you. Don't fuck with me. But no, you steady want to keep on coming back and forth, come back and forth. This messy ass, right, gigantuan ape beast. And let me explain something to some of you women out here, because I'm talking about her because she's a bitch. I actually admired her for getting into the gym and trying to lose weight. But when you are evil, unhappy, unfulfilled, sexless creature roaming around the YouTube streets with no panties on in the middle of the night with a panel full of men, you're going to be mad. But don't take that off on me. I ain't got shit to do with your sexless nights. I'm definitely not going to help you with it. And bashing me is not going to help you. Ken Has says, what she mad about, Faith? Faith, she mad every time she look in the mirror. That's all I can say. Every time she look in the mirror, she mad. What they got to do with me? Not a goddamn thing. Now, ladies, just because you all have a big butt, and I'm going to speak on the behalf of the men, because see, when it comes from a man, you all don't like to hear it. But I'm a woman, and I'm going to say it. Just because you have a big butt don't mean you a badass bitch. There's a bunch of ape ass bitches running around here with big ass butts. Like the ape peasant bitch that I'm talking about. She's an ape built bitch that looks pregnant 24 hours of the day, 12 months out the year. Doug says it helps though. Okay, Doug, you and your ape queen can enjoy that. Good luck with that, Doug. Doug says he'll take the ape built bitches with the big booty. Exactly. Oh, can't have. I hate this. Can't have said Queen Silverback. Oh, yes, 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 yes. That's her new name. Queen Silverback. She is queen of the Silverbacks with that big back bad energy going around on YouTube spreading goddamn rumors and lies because she ain't got nothing better to do because she hate herself and she hate her life. No, no, no. No, 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 Doug. Doug said, "Nah, let's not go that far." I said it helps. Oh, hold on, hold on. I got a guest. I got a guest, y'all. Hold on. Let me invite my guest up.
Hey,
What's going on?
yeah, I got to disagree with Doug. It doesn't help because eventually the person has to turn around for you to see the front. If they got a fupa, it doesn't help at all. The fupa and the gut and the gate, what's in the back as far as the trunk.
Yeah, yes, it will. It sure will. Now, for everybody that doesn't know who this is, because he made a huge transformation, I want to introduce you guys to CK. Now,
Hey,
CK has a channel. CK, go ahead and plug your channel for me.
oh, it's called Days in Luck. Right now, I've been doing content about my weight loss. I've lost over 180 pounds since 2022. I've been talking about flattening stomachs and losing loose skin and just other stuff. But I'm going to post some stuff in the future about how to count calories and have a daily caloric deficit, which helped me to lose over 180 and feel better, reduce hypertension, reduce uh, sugar in the blood, reduce sodium levels and cholesterol, and ultimately just living better, feeling better, and being healthy.
And I just want to say, commendable K, congratulations on your weight loss. How many total pounds is that, by the way?
So as of right now, it's I think 84 total, and rise.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait, wait, wait,
184,
wait. No, no, no. I'm talking about how many total pounds have you lost?
184. So right now
You
I weigh, yeah, right now I weigh 178, and when I first started in like 2022 in July, I was 364 pounds. So I've lost 184 as of today, Friday, and I've been losing like 2 pounds a week.
Wow, guys, did you hear that? He lost 184 pounds, down
Mhm.
184 from 360. Let's give him a round of applause. That's amazing. That is
If,
amazing.
let me know if you can hear me okay. If not, I'll take off my headset.
No, I can hear you loud and clear. If anybody in the audience, let me know if you can hear CK loud and clear. But I hear you loud and clear. CK, that is awesome. You look like a whole new person, by the way. And I
Oh,
remember that Raiders shirt. I remember that Raiders shirt. You filled it out. Now it's swallowing you up.
yeah, I was a five extra large around July, and then well, July 2022, and now I'm a medium. So this is actually pretty big. I just kind of threw it on because it's a laundry day, but yeah, right now I'm a medium, and I'm getting ready to transition to be a smaller medium. But yeah, I was a five extra large. This shirt right here is like around like an extra large. So yeah, and it's also thanks to you, Faith gave me a lot of helpful information about. She kind of mentioned it during this roast about trading out white sugar for monk fruit sugar, trading out white salt for pink Himalayan sea salt, trading out the white flour for the coconut almond flour, and it's other helpful stuff. And I always say on my channel to avoid stuff in boxes, cans, packages, wrappers. I also am a vegan. I know Faith, you're not a fan of that. It's cool, but I've also became a vegan and pretty much stick to stuff in a supermarket that's in a U shape, which that means is when you walk in, the produce is right there in the front. Then there's the meat on the wall, which makes the bottom of the U, and then the other part of the U, the furthest part is usually your dairy, such as like milk, yogurt, eggs, and all that. And so yeah, I pretty much stick to the U, and everything in the middle of the U. And, Faith will tell you, avoiding stuff like cereal, which is nothing but sugar, avoiding stuff that's processed and overprocessed. Overprocessed being chips, processed stuff being like TV dinners. And but I don't want to hold you up, Faith. I mean, you're a wealth of knowledge. I think it's better to learn from Faith than to be, because, in my opinion, I think it's good. People want to have the views or whatever. That's their choice. Get attention, get the AdSense revenue up. But me personally, from what I've experienced, a lot of us are angry on this app because we are negative due to negative food. Because we eat poor food, including junk food, we think junk thoughts and have junk actions. And that's what pretty much fuels a lot of the beef, not just on YouTube, but in real life and our relationships. So you definitely want to have a healthy mind and a healthy body.
Exactly. 100, 100, 100. Ken Hyde agrees with you.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, I mean, I know that you don't want to get into the beast because you're doing positive things on your channel and your message is positive. Um, but I'm going to get deep into this roast with this woman because she brought my name up. CK.
Right. Right.
Now you know I'm in school. I'm
Mhm.
working. I have an externship. Do I have time for shenanigans right now?
You do not have time, and I know you yourself. You've lost a significant amount of weight, and you've detoxed from everything I just named: white sugar, white flour, white salt. I think, in addition to a roast, this is a good teaching moment because, like you said, uh, people who exercise all the time, like, let's just say every day or every other day, if they're not getting results, it's better to seek help than seek a fight. Because, like, for myself, I was working out almost every other day, lifting heavy weights, exercising, and that was the wrong answer, because doing a bunch of exercises and you're getting bigger, because it's my understanding this person has gotten bigger. If your
Yes,
stomach is
she looks
bigger,
way bigger. She looks pregnant. But even back when I went to her channel when she wasn't as big as she is now, I thought she was pregnant, and then Dita Rail had to tell me that she wasn't pregnant, and I was thankful because I would have made a mistake in saying that she was pregnant because she was talking about breastfeeding. So I assumed that she was pregnant because she had her stomach. Let me tell you something about working out and exercise. When you
right?
exercise and you're eating dirty, in the diet community they call it eating dirty. When you're
Hmm.
eating a lot of high fructose corn syrup, foods with a lot of glucose, not what I'm not saying gluten, foods that they have a high gluten, um, sugars, bad carbs, processed foods. If you're eating all of that and you're working out, you're just going to get bigger and you're just going to have a big, hard, round stomach. And if you go to this person's channel, no lies detected. She's been working out every day and making her gut strong. That thing is a force field.
You can't out exercise your diet. It doesn't matter how much you run, how heavy the weights are, how much you lift weights, how much you dance and exercise. You can't out exercise your diet. Bad food in will give you a bad body. And I used to be a big back. I was 360 plus, and yeah, it's the food. It's the food, and unfortunately, we also give not just bad food to ourselves, which makes ourselves bigger, but we give it to children. And that's kind of really my beef, is when we give children bad food. And if we're eating bad food, even if you are breastfeeding, that makes the breast milk bad. And what I mean is, let's say, the breast milk comes from the mom. So if the mom is eating processed food, eating food that's been cooked in vegetable oil, corn oil, if she's eating stuff from packages, wrappers, boxes, doing uh, cooking fried chicken in that bad oil, but the chicken is grain fed and the chicken is cage raised, and they pump the chicken And cows with hormones and other chemicals to make them grow bigger, grow larger, and live longer in a crowded space than feeding them grain, it's bad meat. So if you're not cooking healthy meat if you're not buying healthy meat and cooking it in a healthy fashion, then you're consuming it. Your breast milk is going to have a lot of chemicals and negative things in it, and now you're giving it to your baby. That's the
Hmm.
reason why you have a lot.
Which contributes to a lot of developmental disorders and diseases such as autism. And
Right,
these are things that I didn't know. So, in a way, a lot of us can't help it, because when we were little children, our parents gave us fried chicken that was cooked in canola oil, and what's the other one? Crisco. I remember seeing that big old can of Crisco oil on my
right,
grandmother's counter. So
right,
a lot of it is, part of it isn't our fault. But now that we have access to information, there isn't any excuse anymore. Now,
right.
if you want to find out how to eat healthy and eat clean, the information is not hidden anymore. It's out there, right at your fingertips. You can type it into Google. You can find out everything about all the food that you're eating. What you should look up for as far as your macros, your calories, things that are going to interfere with your hormones, that's going to stop you from losing weight. Because if your cortisol levels are high, and you don't have to be diabetic to have a high cortisol level, you could be
Right.
just stressed out and have high levels of cortisol, and that will interfere with you losing weight because your hormones are out of balance.
Mhm.
And so when I look at peasant going on and on and on about my business, and really it's not my business because it's not even true. You just made it up because it's between the 21st and the 25th of the month, and you want AdSense to cut you a decent check. So now you're trying to eat off me and my friends. Oh, you're welcome, the cynical one. Always. You're welcome anytime. So you want to sit up here rather than get your life together. Like CK said, there's a lot of people on here that are just mad, angry, and upset. And it's probably because they're addicted to food.
Yeah, food addiction.
Food addiction is a real thing, guys. It's just as bad as being a cocaine addict. And if you think I'm lying, I challenge all of you to go into your cabinets right now, take your big bag of white sugar and throw it in the garbage. If you think I'm lying, I challenge all of you to go into your cabinets and take that big bag of white flour and throw it in the garbage. Take the bread, your anything that was made with bread, throw it in the garbage. Take anything that has sugar in it and throw it in the garbage. I bet you can't do it. And if you did, the next day you'll be at the grocery store replacing it. I challenge all of you to go 30 days without sugar, and you'll see how addicted it was. I tried to do it. Like CK said, it's a detoxification process. I had to actually detox from bad food because my body was having, what do they call it when you have a reaction when you get off drugs? What do you call it?
Withdrawal. Yeah, withdrawal.
Yeah, I was having withdrawal symptoms.
Right.
Yeah, thank you, water. Thank you, withdrawals. Thank you, the
Yeah.
cynical one. She says withdrawal. It's just like being on crack and heroin. And our children are addicted to the white sugary crack. You're addicted to the white sugary crack. And if you try to deny your body the white sugary crack, you will go through withdrawals. You have to detox, just like people do when they're on drugs. And when you try to deny yourself your drug, you're going to be cranky. If you try to fast, you're going to be hangry with an
Hmm.
H. Hangry. Not hungry, hangry. You're going to be lashing out at everybody. That's the reason why there are some people online, Bomb Cherry, the peasant, and quite a few others that be on here hangry because they hungry all the time. And what do when they see skinny women? They say skinny bitches are evil. I beg to differ. I didn't become calm until I detoxed from the sugar and the white flour and all the bad carbs and the processed food that the government has been drugging us with. But I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. Go ahead, CK. You want anything that you want to add?
No, you're right because it's documented as far as the drugs and the guns and the black and brown communities, but they also allowed junk food and they allowed green lighting to prevent a lot of grocery stores that had fresh fruit, fresh vegetables into black and brown neighborhoods. And they artificially created food deserts. That's the reason why if you go to a corner store, most of the time it looks like a convenience store where there's nothing but junk food in there. That's processed food, over processed food, and it's all by design. And when you eat that stuff and eat a lot of it, not only does it kill you slowly, but you're going to eventually become sick. So if you don't care about your health, you're going to have high blood pressure, you're going to have headaches, you're going to be slow as far as movement, you're going to be tired all the time, you're going to have the itis, and you're going to eventually have to go to the emergency room. And now you're at the mercy of the medical industrial complex, in addition to the pharmaceutical companies that are going to give you drugs when the solution is really eating healthy, such as fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, having grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, maybe even avoiding dairy like I do as a vegan. There's a lot of natural solutions that can help your natural body have a natural effect as far as being better. But white sugar is very addictive, and unfortunately, people would rather do everything but lose weight, do everything but be healthy. I see a lot of like YouTube videos and streams and Black YouTube where people will say, cook with me, and you look at what they're cooking and how they're cooking it and how they're preparing the food, and you can tell that not only are they overeating, which overeating causes one to gain weight, but you can tell by the puffiness on their face, the puffiness on their neck, the fact that their arms have gotten swollen, that they're retaining a lot of water, and that's one of the signs that somebody may have hypertension. So for me, I had hypertension stage 2. I was pre-diabetic, high cholesterol, high sodium levels, high amount of sugar in the blood. I had a lot going on, and I was in denial. Like a lot of people, and the people you're talking about, more than likely are in denial. They don't care. And unfortunately for me, I had to be forced to care by going to the emergency room. And a lot of people on here are going to have the same fate, especially if they like what they like and not trying to change.
Exactly. Now, CK, I remember back when you and I were dating. CK and I are great friends now. And by the way, you can have an amicable split with someone you used to date, and you don't necessarily have to hate each other. And a lot of people hated that me and CK did not have this big, huge YouTube falling out. But we're great friends now. But I do want to go back to when we were dating. Do you remember when I was trying to talk to you about, Dr. Berg and the white sugar and the eating and changing the diet? And remember what you used to say? What was your response?
I remember being resistant to it and closed minded. So I think my responses were probably all negative. They were all negative.
Okay, CK is being obtuse and too nice on purpose. CK was going off on Faith. Oh, yeah, you fat shaming and you just sitting up here doing it. He was going off, y'all. CK was going off. And
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that's
even
it.
be sick. I wouldn't even be saying anything negative or derogatory about him.
Right.
But
Well,
I'm sorry.
no, no, you weren't. It was just that I was in denial, and it's kind of like the stages of grief, where the first stage is denial, and then the second stage is anger. So I was like in the angry stage, as you called it, hangry. I was in the angry stage, and it was because I didn't want to let go of food that made me feel good. Food made me feel safe, and I had to learn that I was a food addict. I was addicted. I had to go from anger to bargaining, and then bargaining to depression, and I wasn't able to finish the loop and go to acceptance, which is the last step before you decide to make a change, until I went to the emergency room. So you're right. I was fighting. I was windmilling, but it's
Yeah, because
because
okay. Tell him a story about the Hawaiian rolls.
yeah, Faith would buy like 3 bags of Hawaiian rolls, and I would eat 2 of them by myself, almost in one sitting, within an hour. I was 360 plus pounds, and I think so. Faith and I we met. I was maybe like 230, and because of depression, unresolved issues, and things in my past, I was eating my ceiling, and I shot up to 360, and I
Right,
had to turn.
but remember when I had made what was that? I made a beef roast, and I wanted a Hawaiian roll to go with my beef roast. And I went in there because I knew I bought plenty of them. And then I came back in and I said, "Hey, honey, what happened to the Hawaiian rolls?" And you you went off.
Well, I went off and ate them all. So I did go off verbally, and I also ate them all because hey, I was a fat bastard, and that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to a lot of people, as far as their weight, they hate not because of you, but because of their weight. They hate what's in the mirror. I myself did not like what I saw in the mirror, and I took it out on everybody else except for addressing the problem head on. That was I was overeating. So just like the people you named, they're overeating. They're like, oh, I don't eat that much, but you're eating at the level. Talk about myself at this point. You and not you, Faith, but you and myself and others, we're eating at the level where we're at. So if you're 300, 400 pounds, you're not eating a lot is eating like somebody who's 300 pounds. I had to learn to eat less, to weigh less, in addition to getting therapy, getting help, to be able to understand that my weight wasn't necessarily just due to overeating, but it was a symptom of a larger problem.
Right. And that's another thing. There are a lot of psychological things that could be going on with you that is
Hmm.
causing you to turn to food. Because I know that I had psychological issues going on with me in a relationship previous to the one that I was in with CK. That was pretty abusive. It was a mental abusive situation, and I was being, just you know, the person was intentionally trying to lower my self-esteem and saying things that they knew would trigger, feelings of low self-worth in me. And so in order to make myself feel better, I would go into the kitchen and I would cook, and I would just eat, and I would just eat, and I would just eat. At one point I used to grab a chair and just sit in the refrigerator and eat, and I was up to like 230 pounds. So,
Hmm.
I know exactly where CK was coming from. So that's the reason why, I wanted to help him. And I'm so happy that he eventually, opened his mind to listening to some of the things that I had to say, and watching the Dr. Berg videos. Dr. Berg is another awesome doctor that does lots of YouTube videos on here with lots of information on diet and nutrition. And CK is a living, walking. He's proof, that anybody can do it. You just it takes willpower, dedication, and definitely being willing to become educated about your food and what you're putting in your body.
Yeah, I've learned that it's when it comes to healthy living and losing weight, it's not about the gym. The gym can help burn calories, yes, but it's not about the gym, and it's 10% about the food. It's 90% about mindset. It's it's mainly how bad do you want to change, because most people, they really don't want it. They say they want it, but they really don't, and most people lean towards excuses. It took me a year and a few months to be able to lose 180 pounds plus, like 184 to be exact. And I would say that if you're a person and you've been trying to lose weight for years, if you've been trying to lose weight for years, or you're on a diet, or you're on a workout, whatever, and not only are you not losing weight, but you're gaining weight, the problem is you're overeating. You have to have a daily caloric deficit. If no matter what you eat, whether you eat processed food like from McDonald's or stuff like TV dinner, if you eat canned food, if you eat all that stuff that's considered junk food, you can lose weight with that stuff, but you have to eat less to weigh less. And I guarantee that when you choose to detox, eat better, eat clean, lose weight, get you a digital scale, you jump on it every other day, or a couple times a week or whatever, you'll lose 2 pounds a week like I did. And not only will you feel better, but you'll have a better outlook on life. You will not be quick to be angry. You will not be quick to want to beef with people. You will not waste time on panels for hours talking and talking and talking. You will choose to do better things with your free time, because you're going to have a healthier mind. The same way that there's an addiction to corn hub, and there's an addiction to drugs and alcohol and addiction to food, there's also addiction to social media. And all these negative things are coping mechanisms to help to almost have escapism for unresolved childhood issues, past relationship trauma, and overall looking in the mirror and not liking what you see.
Exactly. And Water X brings up a good point. And drink a lot of water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I can't tell you how important it is to stay hydrated. Your body's homeostasis depends on it. But another thing about hormones that I want to mention, especially for the ladies, I want the ladies to especially pay attention, but men, you can do this too. A lot of times, ladies, throughout our entire lifetimes, our hormones are off balance. Our hormones are off balance every month when we have our menstruation cycle. Our hormones are off balance when we're pregnant and nursing. Our hormones are off balance going through menopause. Now, there is a dietary supplement that you can take that will help with that imbalance and thus control your cortisol and insulin levels so that you can successfully lose weight on a diet plan. Because also, you can have a caloric deficit, and this is especially true for women. And your body will go into what is called starvation mode, which is something that happens with women because of our hormones. And so instead of you losing fat, your body will take other things that you eat or other things within your body to produce more fat cells. So you never lose weight because your hormones are all imbalanced. Now, me, I take dehydrated berberine. Dehydrated berberine helps balance your hormones. It is a natural supplement that you can buy at any health food store. They call it nature's Ozempic without all of the bad side effects. And you can naturally put your hormones back in balance so that when you do diet and you have your dietary deficit, you can actually lose weight because your cortisol and insulin levels are no longer blocking you. So that's a piece of advice the peasant could definitely benefit from if she would take the dietary dehydrated berberine and stop cooking in saturated fats and corn oil and stop cooking in gluten. I mean, the amount of gluten I saw her cooking into her meals is ridiculous. High fructose corn syrup, sugar, flour. Lady, you're just exercising and making your stomach a impenetrable force field. And this is why you look pregnant all the time. And even if you flat ironed your hair and put lipstick on, nobody's going to want to F to that. Nobody's going to want to bang that. Your husband's not going to look at that and say, hey, I'm turned on. It's a bit of advice. But CK, you had anything you want to add?
Yeah, we definitely want to change the image of the dad bod and the mom bod, because you don't have to get older and get bigger. You can actually get smaller, and you're going to have a healthier marriage like that, because no man wants to be with a woman who's bigger than them. No man wants it. I know a lot of these guys, they say, "Oh, I like a big girl," but they're big guys. That's why they like a big girl. When given a choice, a man's gonna choose a better, beautiful woman over a big, beautiful woman any day. The men who are like, I like a big girl and this and that, they don't really have many choices. And we don't have to be like that, but we choose to be like that. And it's all about not just the food you choose to eat, and not only how you prepare it, but it's really overeating. Overeating is the thing, and you got to also accept things like fasting, going to bed hungry, even if you wake up in the middle of the night, not breaking your fasting period, because your body actually burns fat tissue deposits while you sleep. So your body's made up of tissue: organ tissue, skin tissue, muscle tissue, fat tissue. You can burn the fat tissue, at least 2 pounds of it a week, but you got to sacrifice. You got to have the fasting. And if you do exercise, the exercise should be more anaerobic versus aerobic, meaning trying to lift weights really quickly, trying to exercise really quickly. All you're doing is burning sugar out the blood, and it's going to make you hungry after you're done working out, and you're going to be ravenous, and you're going to want to eat and eat and eat, but you're going to gain weight like that, as opposed to exercising and doing fat burning exercises at a fat burning pace, using lighter weights and focusing on controlled, deliberate movement, which will help you to foster an environment of burning fat tissue deposits, and overall being a smaller you, building muscle, being more lean, and being smaller. There's a myth that bigger is better or more is more, whereas more is not more, because if you're lifting weights, exercising, and you're getting bigger, that means you're gaining fat, because you can't you can't build muscle quickly, you can't burn fat quickly, but you can gain fat quickly and you can gain muscle quickly. So if you're getting bigger, you're getting on a scale, the numbers going up, you're putting on clothes, they're getting tighter, you're getting bigger, you're wasting your time, because the bigger you are, the increased chance you have of going from being overweight to obese. I was obese level 3. At obese level 3, the medical community stopped counting. Obese level 3 used to be morbidly obese. So if you're obese level 3 or close to, or you're any of the obese levels, You're a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. And even if you're not obese and you're overweight, understand that your body is over the weight that your organs can handle to keep you alive, and you're also over the weight that your joints can operate at to be able to help you move around. So if you're a big guy or big girl like I was, and you're like, well, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I've done everything and this and that. If you're refusing to turn things around, you're going to continue to suffer from stuff such as having problems sitting down on a toilet and getting back up. I was sitting on toilets, losing circulation in my legs. Okay, this is sounding embarrassing, but I know a lot of you all are going through this, so I know you understand. When you wake up in the morning, you have back problems when getting out of bed. When you're standing in line at Walmart, if you were like me, you're sweating while standing in line. When you walk around the store, you're out of breath. Even when you talk on YouTube panels, you're out of breath, especially when you argue with people, because your organs are having to work overtime to keep you alive because your body is over the weight that is allotted for your organs to help you function. In addition to things like, when you're having relations, doing a bunch of sweating, or if you haven't like learned to control hunger and tell your body when you're going to eat versus being a slave to hunger and a slave to food, you're going to be eating and eating, and what happens? Your stomach gets big and sticks out from your shirt. You're having to loosen up your pants. You're having to do all these things as opposed to understand that you have a problem. I had a problem, and I had to learn about food addiction, about what overweight means, what obesity means. I had to get my blood work done by a provider and get my blood pressure checked and get medicine. But all roads led to losing weight and feeling great and feeling better and having a better life. And I know this is a B stream. It's not really information stream. Beef
But you know
really
what? It's
shouldn't
it's
be
mighty
with.
funny though. It's mighty funny though, CK, that you mentioned earlier about
Uh,
about losing circulation in your leg. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can.
Can Oh, okay. You mentioned earlier about losing circulation in your legs when you're sitting on the toilet. Well, I
Mhm.
heard that the peasant don't even use the toilet. Like, she uses a bucket in the corner because she can't even get her ass on the toilet. She has to hover her behind. She has to squat in the corner, hover her behind over the bucket because she keeps breaking her toilet. They don't even have a toilet in their house anymore.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know how many divestors are going through the same thing? And also,
It's just crazy. It's crazy how the peasant is over here worried about me and what I may or may not be doing on YouTube, which I'm not doing any other things that she's lying about and saying. But she's in the corner pissing on her bucket because she broke her toilet. Bitch, before you worry about me, buy yourself a new toilet. Huh? Do me a favor. I know them kids get tired of seeing you over there in that corner and you asking them to help you wipe your ass. Them kids gonna grow up and hate you. They gonna grow up, they gonna remember when you could not reach around and wipe your own ass because you had to crouch over and pee in that damn bucket in the corner because you broke the damn toilet. Now they ain't got no toilet. They gonna hate your ass. Sorry. Sorry, I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
But go ahead. I'm sorry. You were educating people. I came back with the fuckery. Go ahead.
no, it's funny you say that because when I first started my journey and wanted to be more serious and understanding, I went to senior living apartments and senior living facilities, and I saw both assisted seniors and active seniors. So assisted seniors are seniors that they need people to do stuff for them, including wipe their butt, help them around, and all that. Well, we're talking to both groups. The active seniors were like, we're glad that we exercised, ate right, and were a normal weight in our younger years because now we're able to travel and continue to be independent and be just like anybody else who was like younger than us. But the assisted living people, they were obese, they were big back energy, big back behavior. They smelled like piss and shit. They needed people to wipe their butt, bathe them, help them go to the bathroom, feed them. They were completely helpless. So in that vein, I've also seen people in grocery stores that have to use the wheelchair scooter to get around the store to be able to do shopping. And the people who are wheelchair bound, or not wheelchair bound, but the people who are really, really big and they're in those in those buggies, they look just like the senior citizens that were assisted living, and they look like people who are in Black YouTube, both the Manosphere, Black YouTube, divestors who are really, really big, and they look like they're bedridden. They hardly get around. They look like they need help wiping themselves and bathing. And this stream, even though it is kind of even though it's a B stream, it really should be a call to action that everybody should want to turn their life around so that they can be happy about what they look at when they look in the mirror. I know a lot of people are like, well, my husband or my wife likes my rolls, my husband or my wife likes my fupa, my husband or my wife likes my beer gut. I make $100,000 a year, I make $1 million a month, and all this. But understand that if you got married and let's say you were a size 6, or you got married and you were a large, and through the marriage you gained weight and you went from a 6 to a 16, you went from a medium or a large, and now you're a 3x, 4x, 5x. Even though your significant other is not telling you this, they're looking at other people because you have to compete even if you are in a marriage. That's, to me, the bad food, people making poor dietary choices, poor lifestyle choices. That's like one of the main reasons why people are cheating. Okay. And instead of like worrying about the right stuff, such as healthy living, improving one's health, be it trying to get back smaller to where you were when you first got married, first joined the military, first entered high school, getting back to the better you that you should be, people are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're focused on the wrong thing. When it comes to losing weight, living healthy, you have to be obsessed with it. You have to have somewhat of an obsession. It's not enough to simply say, I'm going to eat healthy or eat better food. It's more of a mindset. And in that mindset, you do have to be constantly aware of what you ultimately want, because you have to plan for it every day, every week, every month. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And it's really just one foot in front of the other in order to have a better you. I made a video about how I shrunk my stomach, and all roads led to I had to lose the weight overall. So as you know, women, picking on women right quick, and I'll pass the mic back to you, Faith. Women will say, and Faith mentioned it earlier, that they don't want to lose their breast, they don't want to lose their butt, they don't want to lose their thigh. Understand that you don't want to lose that, but you want to lose your stomach. In order for you to get rid of your stomach, you have to sacrifice breast, butt, thigh. However, you can build up your legs and thighs, and also your butt, by building muscle back there, by doing resistance training at the gym. When you slim down and you become more of a lean person with a lean body, you're going to like the way you look, I guarantee. Because I've been taking videos with my shirt off, doing shirt off content, taking pictures and all that, just to hopefully motivate people, because the beef should not be with people. The beef should be with bad food, poor health choices, and ultimately beefing with who you are individually, so that you're motivated to want to be on a better track and be a better you.
Yeah, so you heard that, peasant? Because I know the peasant is watching. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at Burger King. Okay, don't be mad at me. Be mad at Chick-fil-A. All right, you was the one that got the extra sauce, not me. All right, don't be mad at me, peasant. Okay, be mad at goddamn what's that restaurant and all that damn hell, Kentucky Fried Chicken. That'll be just good enough. Hell, you look like one of them Kentucky Fried Chicken eating bitches. Don't be mad
Well,
at me. That is the
I,
main thing.
I got to give you pushback, face. Hold up. Those fast food places, even though I've divested from fast food and I've divested from a lot of stuff, we can't really blame the food places because they serve the proper portions. What we got to be mad at is ourselves because we're overeating. So when you go to Burger King, for those of y'all, no, when you go to McDonald's, for those of y'all that still do McDonald's, Taco Bell, all those places, when you roll up and order a number one, it's it's more than enough. The issue is where we look at a number one and say, you know what? Give me an extra burrito and an extra taco, upsize the drink, or we go to McDonald's and say, let me get a large fry instead of a small fry. Let me get a double Big Mac. You know, the double Big Mac that just came out. Give me a double Big Mac. Or we say, you know what? I'm going to get two meals. I'll have one for now, one for tomorrow, and then that tomorrow turns into tonight. We're overeating. So McDonald's, Popeyes, don't be mad at us. Even though we're using you as an example, the issue is overeating because it is possible to lose weight eating fast food. The issue is that we overeat. If the proper portion
But
size, usually
hold on
McDonald's has.
now. Before you land the plane there, it is possible
Okay,
to lose weight and eat fast food, but is it possible to also be healthy?
no. Well, it depends on your levels. If you get your blood work done and your levels are normal, then you have room to spare. However, if you were hypertension stage two like I was, then fast food is unhealthy to you. So you're right, Faith, about that.
No, 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 no.
But
Wrong, 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 wrong. Even if you're not even there yet at that level and you're still eating at a calorie deficit, if all you eat is fat and grease and sugar, nothing healthy, over time, you're going to rise to those levels. So, although you're not gaining a lot of weight because you're at a deficit, all the food that you're eating is unhealthy, is going to get your blood pressure at those levels over time. I think I read somewhere over a 10-year span, if you keep eating like that.
well, yeah, 10 years. But I'm thinking of like if your blood levels are normal right now, and someone chooses to go through a drive-through right now, it's not going to break the bank if your blood levels are normal. But right in like 10 years, if you're constantly eating it, like that guy on that movie Super Size Me, yes, in 10 years or really in 1 year through constant eating and not like watching your weight, getting your blood work done every quarter, yes, your levels will be bad and you will have detrimental effects.
What I want to impart to everyone is it's better for you to start eating healthy now. Start worrying about your health, because I mean, looking good is just a how can I say, a bonus. Losing the weight is a bonus, but your health, that right there, that is priceless. Period. So if you're going to be eating the fried chicken every day, and I'm like I said, CK, I'm talking about every day. And you know what I'm talking about as far as like people not even being educated about the high glucose, the gluten, the processed foods, the processed meats. They're not educated on it. So if this person is being told, oh, you can, eat it every now and then, but they don't know, and they're not educated about the food that they're buying in the grocery store that's also contributing to cancer. So you can't afford to play with it at all. I would implore all of you to please get educated, get your blood levels tested, and ask your doctor to set you up with an appointment with a nutritionist. that can tell you the best diet plan for you, because everybody is different. No one diet plan is going to work for everybody. Like I said, women, we have hormonal levels that inhibit us a lot from losing weight. We can be at a calorie deficit every day, but our body is going to be fighting against us losing weight because it goes into starvation mode due to the hormones being imbalanced. So you cannot afford to just willy nilly be eating anything. It takes education, it takes willpower, it takes a lot of dedication. And that's something that CK has displayed, and like I said, I brought up the things earlier about him getting angry because I wanted to let you know that that's normal. And like you said, he went through the stages of grief because he was detoxing from all of that bad food and learning how to eat clean. Eating clean leads to longevity. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Nutrition education is the key. If someone is obese level one, two, or three, I agree. You need a nutrition education because you're a ticking time bomb. And one thing I'll say is that I've heard people throw around only God can judge me. I'm only concerned about what the Most High says and what the Most High has for me. Understand that you're eating, whether it's fast food or you're eating junk food from convenience store, from a grocery store, the way to go is eating clean because junk food, synthetic food, processed food, over processed food, all of that is the most low food. So if you're like, I'm all about the Most High, the only one can judge me, only God can judge me, you're eating the most low food. You're on the most low internet. You're talking to and hanging out with, especially on the YouTube panels, with the most low children. And if you have a big back, you have the most low body. There's nothing about you that says the Most High, except for using that as like a scapegoat and escapism to avoid accountability. We throw accountability around all the time, and we're not here to judge, even though it's a big stream and there, we're stuff's being said. Ultimately, you have to be more than just happy with yourself. You have to be happy with wanting to take your life into a different direction because when I went to the emergency room and I was like, well, just give me a pill, doc, and I'll just go on with my life. The doctor was like, I'm going to prescribe you medicine that's going to help you to lower your levels, but if you don't stay away from fast food, ultra processed food, if you don't lose weight, if you don't live a better lifestyle or a healthier lifestyle, you're no longer going to be with us. Because my blood pressure I was 190 over like 140. And the doctor was like, look, you're basically, from a medical standpoint, you're basically one hamburger away from being unalive. And I was 360 plus, obese level 3. I was where a lot of you all are. So instead of responding to this stream with more beef, with more negativity, with more dysfunction, take it as a warning and a wake up call that it's better to have the beef with yourself and want to change who you're looking at in the mirror. Because if you continue on, you're going to end up like, what's that dude, ARC? I know a lot of y'all gonna be mad about me saying this, but you're gonna end up like Alan Roger Curry, leaving a young woman behind with a kid. Kevin Samuels with the energy drinks.
I
I
was
was
just
drinking.
thinking about Kevin Samuels.
I was drinking the energy drinks, and that's what helped me get the hypertension stage 2. And also, what's the other guy? Brian. I think it's Brian Solange. He passed away. I don't know if he did or not. I think it was him. But there's been a lot of manosphere dudes in Black YouTube who have passed away. Even divestors have passed away. That's why you don't hear from them anymore. People are passing away because They're too busy beefing with people outside of themselves as opposed to understanding that they're projecting negativity because of bad food, bad health choices, and overall focusing on everything but themselves. And also, Faith, when you were talking crap about fast food, the dude next to me was eating Popeyes. He was cussing you out with his eyes. He said, "Forget the faith factor."
Hey, you should have had me on speaker.
He was able, even though I got you on the headset, he was able to see. He was able to know you were talking about fast food, and he gave you the stink face. But in all seriousness, and I'll pass the mic. I've divested from fast food. So if you ask me, my personal opinion, stay away from fast food, stay away from soul food, stay away from processed and over processed food. You should be doing your own cooking. You need to get nutrition education, invest in a digital scale, go to your provider and ask for them to get your blood work checked, get your uh, blood pressure checked, change things around because you'll be happier. You'll be a healthy mind and a healthy body, and you'll be a happier you. And I guarantee a lot of stuff that you have a problem with in your life, it's no longer going to be a problem. And you're not really doing it just for yourself and your significant other, but you're also doing it for the children. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna land the plane. We do a disservice to our children by giving them food in jars, giving them synthetic stuff that we say is supposed to be milk when we mix it with water. We do a disservice by giving them table food that has a lot of fructose corn syrup, like Faith's been mentioning, and additives, and also fried food. We also do a disservice by eating junk food and eating processed and overprocessed food, and then breastfeeding our children. We're starting them on the path to be food addicts, sugar addicts. Then when they grow up and become teenagers and become adults, they more than likely are going to be overweight. And it's we adults giving them the bad habits when they have no choice as far as feeding themselves. And then when they're in their 20s, they go from overweight to more than likely obese. And then they're 35 plus and they're obese level 3, hypertension out the roof. You can look at them when they turn the camera on and tell they have a lot of problems. They got the swollen face, big neck. They got the arms and stuff that are all puffy due to poor circulation. And I can't stress enough that the we need to be gangster, not with each other, beefing on social media, picking fights when Faith hasn't been on here for like months, but we should be beefing with our lifestyle and wanting to make a change.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, there was a couple of comments down here I wanted to address. I think the first question actually came from Water X. He asked me, Faith Factor, do you plan on going mostly vegetarian or vegan? That would be CK for whether it be vegetarian or vegan. For me, I'm on a carnivore diet. I definitely believe in healthy, with emphasis on the word healthy, protein. So the proteins that I eat are from whole foods that are grass fed and grass finished, um, cage free, like CK said earlier. So that those are the type of proteins that I eat. I am on a carnivore diet. I like protein, and more protein. And the Bro Speak podcast asked CK. He said, "Have you gotten your eyes checked, CK? High blood pressure can affect your eyesight. I learned that the hard way."
Yes, when I went in and I had the hypertension stage 2 blood pressure, they gave me an eye exam, and I ended up getting a new prescription, and I'm good to go now. But a lot of stuff, and Faith will tell you, can be reversed by eating better. So you can actually improve your eyesight with food and nutrients and vitamins. You can also reverse cavities. Faith can go on and on about how to reverse cavities with xylitol and all that. She's an expert when it comes to that. But yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
I
for
have a special system with brushing my teeth. It takes me at least 10-15 minutes every day to brush my teeth twice a day. So I have a process. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, in the vein of brushing teeth, the way to prevent cravings and to decrease the chance of you, let's just say, having your food addiction urges if you are a food addict, or just wanting to eat food whenever you see it, smell it, or hear about it, is every time you're done eating, brush your teeth. Brushing your teeth and having a clean mouth can prevent cravings, because a lot of times leaving food and beverage in your mouth, it kind of still kind of like interacts with your senses in your mouth, which can tell your brain, I'm still hungry, and it makes you kind of want to eat. It's more complicated than that, but brushing your teeth can be a great way to kind of convince your mind to only eat when you want to eat and not be a slave to hunger.
Exactly. Water X says, "Can you explain the brushing teeth process a little bit, Faith?" Okay, well, not going all the way into it because I want to get back to my roasting. Okay, so what I like to do, first of all, I want to explain that your mouth cannot be acidic. The pH balance in your mouth cannot be acidic. Ladies, I know we always talk about the pH balance of our vaginas, but nobody talks about what everybody has, and we all have a mouth. Men and women, the pH balance of your mouth is not supposed to be acidic. So next time you go to your dentist, have your dentist test the pH balance of your saliva. If your pH balance of your saliva is acidic, that means that your saliva is causing you to have cavities, gum disease, and tooth decay, because your saliva is basically toxic and eating up and causing diseases and germs and bacteria to get in through those cavities. So, here are some of the things that I do to prevent and even reverse a cavity when it first starts. And you can reverse a cavity. Not when it gets to the point where it's a big crater in your mouth, you can't reverse it. But when it first starts, yes, you can reverse a cavity. And you can reverse the cavity by lowering the pH balance in your mouth so that it is not acidic. These are the products that I use. I purchased the original Listerine. Years ago, Listerine got backlash because they advertised that they were just as good or better than flossing. That's actually true, only for the original version of Listerine. When you wash your mouth out with Listerine, it kills all the germs and bacteria, and it gets whatever food is in between your teeth without you having to floss. And this is actually true because that's just how strong the original Listerine formula is. Now, the other Listerine formulas, I would not buy that. So, number one, get you the original Listerine. I rinse with three different mouthwashes, okay? The second mouthwash that I use is called Act, and it has a little bit of fluoride in it. That I use Act right after I get through rinsing my mouth with the Listerine. And the reason that I use Act is because that little bit of fluoride actually helps promote, um, how can I say, growth of your enamel. So if you use the Act with the little bit of fluoride in there, not only are you promoting growth of the enamel around your teeth, but if you are getting the beginning stages of a cavity, that growth of enamel will actually prevent that cavity from growing. So this is something that you want to use every day with original Listerine. The second is called Act. Act with fluoride. ACT with fluoride. The third mouthwash that I use, and this is the first mouthwash that I use this mouthwash even before I start brushing my teeth, and it's called Closis. 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 Yes, fluoride is bad in large amounts, but it is not bad if you're just rinsing it in your mouth. Now, if you're drinking it and all of this other stuff and you're using high amounts of it, it is bad. That's the reason why I definitely recommend the product ACT Act, because it has a small amount of fluoride, just enough to promote the growth of enamel. But once again, Closest is the first mouthwash that I use. I use that before I even begin to brush my teeth. And the reason why I use Closest is because Closest contains a little bit of xylitol in it. And what Closest does is, if your pH balance of your mouth is acidic, you start out brushing your teeth by taking away that acidic pH balance by rinsing your mouth with Closest. The xylitol in Closest helps wash away the negative pH balance. So first you rinse your mouth with Closest, and then you brush your teeth with Colgate Cavity toothpaste. It's old school, it's not fancy. You can find it at the dollar store. But the reason why you use Colgate Cavity toothpaste is because that is another original formula toothpaste that is underrated, and they got in trouble a long time ago because they said that they prevent cavities, and a lot of dentists were angry and upset about that, because now you don't have to go and spend all your money at the dentist because you got a cavity fighting toothpaste to help you. So Colgate Cavity, the original, nothing added, no whitening. If you get it with the whitening, it's not going to work. You got to get the original formula, just Colgate Cavity, period. You brush your teeth with that, and what that does is it does actually do what it says. It prevents cavities from forming. So that is a preventative toothpaste. But the FDC made it against the law for them to make that claim. And these are things that we aren't privy to. But I read a lot of the health journals and different things, and I'm kind of fascinated with all things health, which is why I'm going back to school to be a, um, a medical aide. I work in a medical office, and I'll tell you about that a little bit in a little while. But I'm going to get my LPN and hopefully my RN. But yeah, I'm on a journey to a whole new career here. So I've always been fascinated with health. Yes, Water X. He says, so don't fall for these fancy commercial toothpaste that's promoted. Exactly. The original formulas do exactly what they said back in the 70s and 80s. So rinse your mouth out with Closest, brush with Colgate Cavity. I'm telling you the order in which I do my regimen. First, I rinse with Closest, then I brush with Colgate Cavity toothpaste. Then once I brush my teeth, then I rinse with the original Listerine. And once I've rinsed with the original Listerine to calm that burning sensation, because Listerine will burn the hell out of your mouth because it's fighting all the germs and the bacteria. Then you rinse your mouth out with ACT, with a little bit of fluoride to kind of help promote enamel growth. And those are the four things that I do morning and night. And when I tell you I did that for about a year, and I had a cavity that was forming on one of my the tooth right next to my wisdom tooth, there was a cavity forming. And after just 1 year of doing this regimen, the cavity that was forming completely reversed. And I went back to my dentist, and my dentist couldn't believe it. He was looking at, the x-rays that he did from the previous year to the x-rays that he did, and the cavity was gone. So I know that this works. So if you really want, a clean, healthy mouth, you will follow this regimen. And then another thing too, xylitol gum. That is a dental gum. If you eat a piece of xylitol gum after every meal and don't eat anything for at least 2 hours after, that would also help control the pH balance in your saliva. And when the pH balance is right, that saliva promotes growth of enamel and prevents cavities. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm not going to keep going on and on about it. That's my dental regimen. But back to this roast. Back to this roast. So the peasant, she decides to go on a little rampage, spreading rumors off of an email that she got from a so-called anonymous troll who anonymously gossiped to her in the email, saying that me, BMT, D-Derail, and whoever, we're having a menage a trois threesome. Yeah, this is what I get back on here to hear. My name is in a scandal. How the hell do I have time for a menage a trois? And god damn it, there must be a shortage of penis in Arizona. Damn, CK, I did not know that there was a shortage of penis in Arizona. I can't get penis in Arizona. Well, well. I'm sorry, Miss Peasant, but all of us are not like you. We're not depraved. We're not sitting up all night online talking about we ain't got no panties on in the middle of the night on a panel full of men. We're not all sexually depraved like you. And we're not all without sexual access with like you too. If I wanted some penis, I don't have to go to Texas, and I don't have to go to the Carolinas, and I don't have to wait for penis to be delivered to me from Texas and the Carolinas either. Some of you are so bored. Some of you, you know, it's a hardship. I know. It's a hardship. That man don't touch you. When he look at you, you can see the disgust in his eyes. And it's like, damn, I wish I could have a menage a trois. Oh, I know what I'll do since I can't have a menage a trois with these guys. I'm going to say Faith did it. Faith ain't been on here in months. Ain't thinking about you and your lack of a sex life. Ain't thinking about you. Yet you've been thinking about me. I run around rent free in your mind. You probably go to sleep masturbating to my photos on my community tab. I posted one for you, peasant. I posted. You got a brand new one to masturbate to. You can go on there and be like, damn, that motherfucking Faith. That goddamn Faith. Cassandra, yeah, I thought it was over too. But apparently people can't keep my name out their mouth. Apparently, even if I don't be on YouTube and I don't talk about nobody and don't, start no trouble with nobody, apparently I'm trouble just for existing. The very thought of me existing bothers this bitch. Now that's some mighty powerful energy. I'm a badass bitch if I can control your thoughts like that. I've run around rent free in your mind like that. That's some power. I didn't ask for it. You gave it to me. You gave me that power. Let's see what the Bro Speak podcast is saying. He says all the people in different states, 2 of the men are married, and in cities where if they really wanted to get side vagina, they could with no problem. Why she would think this is happening? Oh, Bro Speaks. You know how some people are undiagnosed with mental illness and they don't really know that they slow, but everybody in the family kind of know they a little touch. Every one of us got that family member that we know they kind of slow, they a little touched. I kind of knew she was slow. I knew she was a little touched, but sometimes you just have to give these people, a little pass. So I gave her a little pass. The first time she overstepped her boundary, I gave her a little pass. I said she a little slow. She country. Her mother and father was probably cousins. That little that sort of thing goes on all the time. That's the reason why she looked like a cross between Homer Simpson and his sister Lisa. She looked like a fat version of Homer and Lisa Simpson. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. But apparently, this is what she wants to do. I really believe it's because of the 21st and the 25th coming up. Those AdSense checks have not yet come out yet, and so I want a lot of you to pay attention to your content creators that you visit their pages around time when it's coming up time for the 21st to the 25th. You'll see a lot of sensationalism. You'll see a lot of beefing. You'll see a lot of lies being told and scandal. And so they do this because they know that drama sells, drama brings views, toxicity brings views. And it's coming up to that 21st and 25th, between the 21st and 25th, that's when they cutting them AdSense checks. So you're going to see a lot of sensationalizing. So that's what I believe. It's not the full moon. It's the AdSense revenue craze that sweeps through Black YouTube. And this is the only way some of them know how to get that AdSense check up to that threshold, because you got to make at least $100 to get paid. So they got to bring it up to that threshold. So they go around grappling. I gotta think of something. I gotta think of something. I gotta. Oh, I know. Faith BMT and Dita Rail having a threesome, and they take it and run with it. So yeah, you get a lot of that going on, and I really believe that is the main driver of a lot of the bullshit that you see on here. That's the main driver. But at any rate, guys, I've been on here almost 2 hours. I hope, because I don't like to waste a live stream. That's the reason why I asked CK to come, and he graciously agreed to come, because even though I wanted to roast, I also wanted to not waste a live stream and not and fail to continue to educate. So I hope that this was a entertaining yet educational roast. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And with that, I'm going to let CK have the final word.
Yeah, I misspoke earlier. I said it was Brian Solange that was alive. It was actually David Carroll. So I apologize. Yeah, thank you, Water X. I think it's Water Sniper for pointing that out. And that's pretty much it. I think it was a very informative stream. People can take a lot of nuggets away from it, in addition to the roasting. And yeah, thanks for having me, Faith.
Always, you're welcome. Always. Well, with that said, it is time for me to end this live stream. And I am going to end it like this. Like CK said, food drives emotions. And I know a lot of people are going to sit here and erroneously say, Faith is only focusing on that woman's exterior. She tore that woman down because of her weight. I think it's fair game. See, I hate when people sit up here and allow other people to cheat when they want to. Other people can lie when they want to. And then when you go to defend yourself, you got to play by the rules. Why should Faith play by the rules? Why should I play by the rules? If other people are not playing by the rules, what make you think I should play by the rules? Now, you all know I don't body shame nobody. I actually put out information to help people. And actually, the information that I put out today could help the peasant if she was open minded to it and she wasn't hangry all the time. Thank you, Cassandra B. She says that avatar pic looks great. Thank you. Um, she's hangry all the time. And I just want you to know that when people are hangry all the time, that could be driven by, their food addiction, which she's always in the kitchen, feeding that food addiction and that gut that never stops growing. Yeah, you carrying around a lot of visceral fat. I can tell by looking at your stomach, you got a fatty kidney, fatty liver, fatty intestines, fatty heart, and you worried about me. Honey, I am very worried about you. Very worried about you. And it don't have nothing to do with nothing on YouTube, but it has everything to do with how you choose to vent your anger at people that don't have anything to do with why your life sucks the way it do. And why you're not getting the gains that you had hoped to get. I admire you for having your workout videos on your channel. It is inspirational to see women of your size endeavoring to lose weight. So I wouldn't take any of that away from you. But in 2 years, if you exercising and showing yourself working out on your channel and you've only gotten bigger, it's time for you to hold that L and hold yourself accountable because you're not really trying. And if nobody tells you this, Faith is going to tell you this. And honey, you can hate on me, hater, but you ain't going to call me a liar. You're not trying. Because when you do your content on food, I see how you're not trying. I see all that unhealthiness that you're putting in your body and your children's body. You did not one time say that you went to the doctor and got your hormone levels checked, or that your doctor, at your request, because you have to ask. If you have a primary physician, if you want to see a specialist, you have to ask to see a nutritionist. Not one time did I hear you say this. You're over here on that treadmill, sweating away. Then you turn around and do a cooking episode where you're putting all this fat and high glucose syrup and gluten all up in your food. And you're wondering, why am I continuing to get big? Why? I tell you why, because you're not trying. Your food addiction got you sitting up here on the internet thinking of ways to lash out at people that ain't got nothing to do with the failures in your life. Get off my back, peasant. I ain't got nothing to do with none of your failures. I'm way over here in Phoenix, not thinking about you. Way over here in Phoenix. What's up to my brother BMT in the house? He says they jealous, Faith got them beat. Honey, they can hate on me all they want. But one thing they not going to hate on and argue with is success. That's one thing they're not going to do. Why the X says, Faith Factor, did you lose more weight? You look different. Yes, And that's another thing, guys. When you lose weight, you age backwards. I've had so many people compliment me because I will be 50 in 2 years. And I had a lot of people compliment me and tell me I don't look like I'm going to be 50 in 2 years. Um, it is attributable to eating healthy, drinking lots of water, taking my dietary supplements, and getting in the gym. But gym is only 10% of it. I just conditioned my body. But being healthy and the glow that you see on my face in this picture, that came from actually being healthy inside and out. Being healthy. And that took a lot of work. It didn't happen in a month. It didn't happen in 3 months. It didn't happen in 6 months. It didn't happen in a year. This was a 5-year journey to me being healthy, feeling healthy, and then last but not least, looking healthy. Thank you. Nerly Thurston says, it's so nice to see you lived. Hey, I'm glad to be in the land of the living. So happy. BMT says, where they be at when we've been teaching 1099, family health, better class of women and men? Nowhere. Exactly. When we're talking about positive stuff, nobody's nowhere to be found. Soon as there's a scandal, boom, there they go. Boom, there they is. Boom, there they is. Or however that song go. Whoop, there it is. That's when they come. And I'm not here to flex on nobody, but like I said, you can't expect me to play fair when everybody else is cheating. I really, really despise and loathe people that come in and try to shame me. Oh, you body shaming and you doing this and that. But this person sat up here and told a whole lie on me based off an email from a, as they said, anonymous troll. But I'm supposed to play fair? In what universe? What part of the game is playing fair when somebody's lying on you? Y'all funny. Y'all too funny. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you to kiss my ass, but kiss my ass. And with that, guys, I'm going to keep it classy. I'm not going to do too much cursing. I went ahead and I addressed what I wanted to address. And now I got to say, I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on the replay, please like, share the video, and hit me with the super thanks. And with that, I got to say, peace. I'm out. Holla.